Every time this happens, on average, tech companies see their stock price go up 5%. Meta's AI layoffs show how Wall Street rewards job cuts. Even in the middle of an AI boom, Meta is laying off workers and investors are cheering. According to the Washington Post, Meta is cutting about 600 jobs from its artificial intelligence division as part of a reorganization to quicken decision-making and make the team more impactful. The move affects product AI infrastructure and FAIR research teams, though the company says it will keep hiring for its new to-be-determined lab. It's the latest round of tech layoffs in an era when profitability no longer guarantees job security. Since 2020, more than 1.3 million tech workers have been laid off globally, including at Twitter, Amazon, Google, and Microsoft, often while companies were reporting record earnings. And the market loves it. Analysts say that on average, tech stocks jump about 5% in the days following major layoff announcements. Efficiency, not empathy, is what's being rewarded on Wall Street. According to Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, the goal is to build, quote, the most elite and talent-dense team in the industry. In other words, fewer people, bigger bets on AI. What's the real message here? Meta is firing 600 people. At the same time, it's giving some AI experts $100 million pay packages. If that sounds confusing, if that sounds chaotic, guess what it is? That's the world of AI. A couple of things going on here. Tech companies find that every time they fire people, their stock goes up. So a lot of CEOs are thinking, okay, I toss 1,000 people out on the street on the curb, but my own bonus goes up. What's the catch? Okay, I'm not suggesting anyone really enjoys firing people, but let's go a little bit deeper here. This is kind of an odd, weird trend. At the very same time, Meta says it's hiring more and more people for AI. They're firing people. And this has been going on a lot for the last 4 years or so. In some respects, Elon Musk set this off because he went in and slashed 75% of the people working at Twitter, and it was still standing. Now, arguably, the standards were much lower, a lot more slop came through, a lot more fraud, a lot more hate, a lot more unsafe material, but the basic product still worked, and a lot of other tech leaders saw that and said, wow, if this guy can reduce cost by about 75% and just take a chainsaw to his own employees and get rewarded for it, maybe I should too. It is a lesson we see tech people following again and again and again. I should point out, every time this happens, on average, tech companies see their stock price go up 5%. And let's not forget, most CEOs and many top executives get most of their compensation not in terms of a big, fat, juicy salary, although they often get that. They get it in terms of more stock options and the stock they already own escalating in value. So they have a huge incentive to do that. So what's the message for you? How should you take something away from this? I think you've got to realize that these companies are not going to be, this isn't Japan in 1990 and you got a guaranteed 40-year career there. It's not the United States in the 1950s where you put in your time, you get the cake once a year for your birthday, the golden watch when you're retiring at 65. Those days are long gone. Some of you will be thinking, oh, what's TJ talking about? Is that history from the 18th century? No, that is the way a lot of capitalistic societies used to work. And we're not going back to those days. So what is the real message for you? I think you have to realize that no matter how much you like your current company, unless it's your own company and you own your own company, I own my own company, unless you're working for your own company, you have to realize that you can be fired like that in most situations. Yes, there are a few people who have contracts and payouts. I mean, these new AI people that are being lured to Meta, some of them with $250 million pay packages. Okay, if you get fired and they've already paid you $250 million, you're probably not worrying too much. But for most of us in the real world, let's say you make $50,000 to $900,000. If you're getting something in that level of pay, you're able to support yourself, perhaps able to support your family. But if you get fired, you likely, unless you're older, probably don't have long-term wealth accrued. You need income. And so my real message to you is always be networking, always be connecting. Know what all of your friends are doing in similar businesses, in similar industries, similar companies. Take calls from every job recruiter, every headhunter who ever reaches out to you. You never know. You could be the flavor of the month, be feted by a CEO, be given a nice corner office, be given a 6-figure bonus, a 7-figure bonus, sometimes an 8-figure bonus today. The very next day, something happens to the stock price and sorry, Charlie, we're firing you. Here's your box of stuff. Don't let the door hit you as you're walking out. That's the modern reality of big tech companies and increasingly other parts of the economy. So I wish I could tell you I had some magic secret for you to guarantee you never get laid off. I don't. The only guarantee is having skills so valuable, and here's the part people don't want to hear, and your social skills are so good that you already have meaningful relationships and connections with other people in your industry, other people who could hire you, other people who could value your services. And maybe you don't even want to work for another big company. That's okay. You need to have meaningful relationships with investors in your community in case you want to raise money for yourself. You might not need to raise money, but you need to put together a team and bring together other co-founders for a startup. You can't do that if you're just in your own little world, sitting at your desk, doing your thing all the time. You have to out meeting people face to face, connecting. This idea that you're going to work from home, and hey, I work from home. I don't want to be a hypocrite here, but this idea that you're going to work from home, do your job, get your paycheck, and at 5 o'clock, sign off, power down your computer, and spend the rest of your time playing video games or watching TV or even playing pickleball and not worry about your career. I'm sorry, that's not going to work. You got to spend other time. You got to spend some free time, evening time, some weekend, connecting with people, socializing, letting them know who you are. Work within professional associations. Go to meetups that relate to people in your industry, whether you're in tech or anything else. With all of the advent of job sites and monster.com and all of that, the research shows even in a place like Google, 70% of people who are hired because they had an internal connection advocating for them. You don't get that if you're in this little bubble in front of your computer all day long and you think job hunting is click, send your resume. That's an extraordinarily slow, cumbersome, and often ineffective way of getting to the next stage for your career. What you really want at any time is to have people fighting over you, to be so good at what you do, whether it is artificial intelligence, software design, or old-fashioned cabinet making, or making chimneys in people's homes out of reclaimed stone. You need to be so good at it that people are seeking you out. People want you to come work for their company, or they want to hire you directly. That is ultimately the only kind of job security you're going to get in the 21st century, as I see it. So my condolences to the AI people, the 600 AI people at Meta who just got fired, who were probably thinking, wow, I got it pretty good. I'm working in AI at Meta. The cash is coming in. They're doing nothing but hiring. Boom, it can change in a moment's notice, and you're out on the street. So remember, it's not enough to simply do your job. Sorry, you have to do your other job, which is connecting with people, meeting with people, networking. I don't mean in a grubby way where you're walking around a chamber of commerce saying, hi, here's my car. Hi, here's my car. No, I mean you need to have meaningful relationships with people who are on some mission that is vaguely related to yours. You never know when you might be able to help them, and they might be able to help you. The time to build the groundwork for help is when you don't need the help. It's when everything is good. That's when you build the relationships, not starting out with, hey, I know we haven't talked in 7 years, but I'm out of work. Can you give me a job? That is the worst time to start building these relationships.